Welcome to Mitten Music.
Season 4, Raw, Live, and Authentic. Episode 30 with Northern Michigan singer-songwriter and artist Rebekah Jon.
Everybody, we're Mitten Music. This is Rebekah Jon.
Yes.
If you don't know who Rebekah Jon is, I suggest you type that into your Google search bar, your Apple Music, your Spotify, wherever you get your music. Rebekah, what's your website? RebekahJon.com.
RebekahJon.com.
Rebekah is REBEKAH.
Yep.
JON.com.
Yep. I always say Rebekah with a K, Jon.
There, I like that. Just Rebekah with a K, JON.
Yeah. Because normally when I say that, people know the specific spelling. There's quite a few I've seen, but there's two.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, people got to check it out. And Ryan and I got the pleasure of seeing you perform your latest album for the first time live at the Stray in Grand Rapids. And that was awesome. That was
so
a cool experience. It's pretty cool. It was cool because I've never seen that. Like the first time anybody's really played those songs in the entirety live. And that was a neat experience.
Thank you. Yeah, that was really, really fun. And I was really glad to do that at the Stray. I've been able to play there a few times over the past couple of years. And that was it was like the first step of me pushing myself in that like different direction of performing live, and like kind of started incorporating those elements in my shows now. And it was great. It was a good night.
And for anyone that has not seen Rebekah Jon live, you would think she has a full band with her. She is up there by herself with instruments and a laptop, and she is doing some cool stuff. It is awesome. It's just watching what you're doing is pretty interesting. It's not just playing an acoustic guitar and singing into a microphone. There's a lot else going on. You could tell you're paying. It just sounds cool, and I'm like, yeah, this is my jam, right? So like you looping is part of what you're doing, right? You have some looping aspects to it. I love that, because when someone can actually do that live like you did, and it works out, it's like, dude, that it's just so cool to me.
Thank you.
You're incorporating something. Sure, you probably could have asked someone to help you out. You probably know people. You probably have people that have played with you before. But I kind of see like myself and you, like, I have this thing that I want to do. I know what it wants to sound like. I can do it all myself as long as I have the time to prepare and get all the things set up. And I have, I don't want to say more respect than anybody else, but I was just like, I was pretty blown away. Not going to lie. It was so cool.
Thank you.
You did such a good job with it as well.
Thank you. Yeah. It's been fun. Like just kind of, I call it like, just like spreading my wings a little bit more and building my confidence in playing leads out and playing more electric guitar over acoustic guitar, which I still love to incorporate as well, like on my shows too here. But looping is, it definitely doesn't always go that well. I'll tell you, I've definitely been like a couple weeks ago, I was like playing a loop, and then I was like, I wasn't recording any of that. I need to start again my rhythm. Great. This is fine. But the more that happens and the more I make it home at the end of the night and I realize like, oh, I survived, it's just like, cool, I get to do my loop again.
Yeah, another one in the books. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So
well, when I thought also when we saw you, the album is so personal, right? It's and I want you to talk a little bit about that and explain a little bit more about that album, but you doing it by yourself, especially for that first time, I think it was probably important for you because you're telling your story and what was, and I think that added to the element of the performance for me.
Yeah, thank you. That was really kind. That actually just threw me for a loop. That was very kind. Yeah, it has been. Writing the album was an extremely personal thing, and releasing it and recording it and everything. I really learned a lot along the way, and I think it's interesting because I started playing by myself because of kind of the reason you were saying, Ryan. It's like I have an idea and I know what I want it to sound like, and it's like, oh, I can do it. And I still to this day kind of struggle talking to people, even like musicians, with like technical things. I don't have the most skill in technical language, and I see things very visually and just differently. So it's like constantly trying to bridge the gap. And when I first started playing with other musicians, it felt like I was just meeting tension because I didn't know how to say what I wanted, and they didn't know what I was saying. So I felt like my story was getting a little bit lost in the noise sometimes. And so pulling back to write the album and recording and writing most of it just by myself in my basement, giving myself the freedom to make mistakes, figure out how to make the sound come out, because I was like, I can't get anybody else to do it, and it makes sense because it's my sound. Like, and I felt like I don't know, it was a very healing experience for me. I felt like writing that album allowed me to close a lot of doors. It allowed me to just gain a lot of insight into myself and where I want to go. And it was very personal. And now, like, even when I do play with other people, I really love it. But there is something about, I don't know, my music is definitely like right here, for me. It's yeah.
Well, I totally get that. Like you're saying, it's hard to, I've had that with certain things in my life too. It's like, I have it in my head. I know what the vision is, and it's hard for me to communicate that to somebody else and share that, but I know how I want to execute on it or do it. Or maybe, like you said, maybe you don't right away, but you want to figure it out because it's important for you to make it happen. Right.
Yeah. Like my music, I'm especially like with Inside, I really started focusing on that craft of like, I'm trying to make like a time capsule of something. And so that includes the sounds, like the birds or like the rivers, or all of that is like part of the memory for me. So I'm trying to make it as whole of a picture. And so sometimes it's like the guitar melody is representing like a point of tension that I feel in my body, and I'm like, it has to do the thing, like it, or else it's not right. And I can see that's probably frustrating for other musicians, honestly, to work with me, but I'm not always like that. But when it is something I think that I'm writing for myself first and foremost, I'm like, no, it has to be this. And explaining it, sometimes I think it's like trying to explain a dream to somebody.
Yeah.
Because like, how dreams, it's like, well, I was talking on the phone, then all of a sudden an elephant appeared, but it's like, it's normal in the
You're like, what?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Exactly. So
I don't know. It's my dream, dude. That's just like exactly. That's what I remember, man. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
So, a few minutes ago, I was saying I was using the word respect. Like I didn't want to say that I respect you more than someone else. As you guys were both talking, I think I figured out what it was I was trying to convey. I think we are similar in the fact, like, I have many instruments in my house. I don't know how to read music. I've never taken a lesson on anything. I can't do much, but I can do some things. But I can create a song with a full band, throw a trombone in there, a violin, an organ. I don't know. A full song in my head. I can't translate that out of my body onto these instruments because I don't know how to actually play them. Just whatever I've figured out over the last 15 years, which is an amount. But like, so you've done something that I wasn't able to do. I feel like you have been able to, even though you don't think you're technical in this or are able to talk about it or communicate it, you've gotten it out of your head out there so other people can hear it. And it's what was up in here. Like, that's why I'm like, high five. I was not able to do that. And maybe someday I will. Like, I still got some years left. So maybe I will actually. I'm trying to really learn guitar better than I ever have before. And I'm hoping that's my little stepping stone to be able to get some of this stuff out so I can share it. That's really all I want to do. Right.
Honestly, like, I really enjoy the process of helping people try to get their vision to life. So like, if you want to chat on anything or if you have an idea, like, I would definitely be open to seeing, like, can I help you
Sweet.
birth the baby?
Yeah, for sure.
You
Yeah,
know?
and that just might be that little encouragement I need to actually get over the hump that I felt like I haven't gotten over in the last several times I've tried this, So,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
That's great.
Of course, yeah. And there's so many like hacks out there too. Like a lot of I mean, you can make a keyboard any instrument. So like the instruments that I didn't know how to play, a lot of times I was like, I know how to play piano. So I was like,
Yeah.
I will play this on the piano.
There you go.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. So Rebekah, kind of stepping back, we got right into the album and what's been going on, which is awesome. That is fresh and new. Kind of help us understand your journey to be this musician, artist, because and I want to get to some other things later, but what started that for you? What got you excited about music and kind of influenced you and inspired you to move forward?
Yeah, I started playing piano when I was like really little, probably like 5 or 6. My mom put me in lessons, and that introduction, it was just like I don't know, just a very special relationship from the beginning. I felt like I was able to express myself through the piano, and that was really important. It felt like a really safe space. So I really loved playing piano, and I've always been just like, when I was younger, I remember I wanted to like put on plays in the neighborhood. Like I was definitely the kid that was like, watch my skit, you know? So I always loved doing that. And I got into musical theater in high school, and that was like another pivotal moment for me where it like like so many times music has just like saved my life, which sounds cliche, but it's always shown up at the exact right time in the exact right way to pull me out of something I'm going through. And so during high school, that was like, I mean, I was going through it in high school. It was rough. But finding theater, finding that community and being like, oh, like I can be myself here. I don't have to hide who I am. That was amazing. And I didn't pick up guitar like seriously until my early 20s. I played like a few things around here and there, but I've always just, I don't know, I've loved singing. I've loved performing. I picked up my first guitar in Texas. It was like first breakup, heartbreak, really sad time, you know. Went to Texas, visit a friend, and like found myself in a pawn shop. I was like, you know, I used to play some guitar. I think maybe I'll buy one of those.
Maybe it's time.
Yeah. And I remember like I went back to his house, and then the first song I played was I think One of Us. They're like, what if God was one of
Joan
us?
Osborne.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, I don't know why. I was like, this is the one I'm going to learn. And from there, I started writing songs. Like, I have like my old journals from childhood. I've always been writing songs and just little poems here and there. But I really started writing after that breakup, honestly. Like, it was back when you could smoke cigarettes in buildings, and I used to smoke them.
Oh yeah.
So I had my first.
I was the booth next to you. Chain smoking away. Yep.
Literally, I remember going to Denny's as like a high schooler and just being like smoking section. But yeah, so I would just like smoke cigarettes and drink Jack Daniels alone in my apartment, and I would just write songs. I was working in the medical field at the time. I was working as an EMT. So, and I would bring my guitar with me to work. I would bring it like on the ambulance and just like tuck it away somewhere, and then I'd play. And then it wasn't until like COVID that I just was like, I gotta do something with this. Like, I keep coming back to it. So Talks with God and Northern Lights. Talks with God is on my first EP, Harper, and then Northern Lights I released as a single last year. Those were both written after losing a loved one. It was a very impactful moment in my life. I had known him since he was younger, and all right, she's getting vulnerable, so she's pausing. So what I'll say is like, this was a big loss for my entire family, and I don't want to I guess I don't want to claim that it was my biggest loss, but it was a big loss for my family. It was a really big loss for my brothers, and just, it was awful. It was an awful time.
Yeah.
And I turned to music again, and I remember I had seen him just a couple weeks prior to him passing, and that was the first time I'd seen him in years. And I just remember feeling like, I felt like that was God's way of saying, like, you need to say goodbye to your friend, you know? And then also, like, in hindsight, that's what it felt like. But I could sense there was a sadness in him that I saw in myself as well, I guess is what I'll say. And I had this experience after he passed of him coming to me in a dream and looking at me, and something I had with, like, I was staying up all night for weeks because I couldn't remember if I gave him a hug goodbye, like, in real life. I was really like, man, did I hug him? Because I'm not a really touchy-feely person. Yeah. So I was like, did I hug him? Did I hug him? And then I remember he came to me in a dream, and he gave me a hug that felt so visceral. Like, I was like, this is definitely real. But he looked at me and he said, don't forget. And, like, promise me that you won't forget. And it's like, promise me you won't forget that life is good, that there is something else going. Because, like I said, it was like the sadness in him saw the sadness in me, and I felt like he came back to tell me, like, hey, I see you. Yeah. Don't forget that life is worth living. Don't forget that you're here for a reason. Wow. And so after that happened, I felt like if I don't start taking steps towards my happiness, if I don't start living out the things I actually want to live like, I'm not headed down a road that is going to be great. Yeah. And so it just really, I feel like that just stuck with me, and I did promise him, like, that in my dream. But it's like, as hard as it gets, I'm like, we can't forget.
That is heavy, man. Yeah.
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 Sure. Thanks for sharing.
That's like what music is for me. Like, that's what it does. Yeah. Like, that's what I have to pull
you
out.
Don't, I might have needed to hear that you say something like that. Like, for, I not spilling all my stuff, but like that was powerful to me. That was really good. Like, thank you for being able to be vulnerable and sharing how you actually feel and stuff like that. You. That was awesome.
I've learned a lot of lessons through music, and it's just a different type of relationship. So for anybody listening that, like, I just want to say, like, it's out of utmost love and respect that I tell his story, and that I share it with the hope that people see the hope in it, So that's just something that was important for me to say.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
So I'm hearing you've talked about some different inspirations for some of the music you've written. Do you feel like you write music because you're inspired, or do you have times where you want to write music and you're looking for inspiration to help you? Because I've heard some artists kind of a little of both. Some are very heavily like, when they're inspired, that's when they're writing, and they don't do a lot of writing when they're not inspired, and they don't do anything to get it. They just let it happen. And then there's other people who are always kind of looking for the inspiration. They find it in different places, in unique places, and that helps them in their writing process. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I would say I'm definitely more of the first one, though. Like, when I get inspired, then it's almost like just like I vomit out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you can't even control it. It's just like off to the races.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense, just from like some of the inspirations for some of the music you've written. Like, that makes sense that you said that is that way. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I try to keep up on the skill. Like, I try to, like, challenge myself to not only write when I'm inspired, because I'm like, well, you should be able to write still a structured song. But my best songs, I just write when they're ready to be written.
Yeah. Everybody's different. Every artist is different. So, yeah.
So, Rebekah, you're relatively young in your music career, right? So really, I mean, you talk about, like, after COVID's really kind of the point when you started really pushing forward. I mean, yeah, you've done some stuff in the past, but when I was at the Michigan Music Alliance, Econ Summit earlier this year. I sat in a session that you were in, and there was a question around the goals that people had set. And you spoke up, and I thought you had some clear goals and very lofty goals. And I think that's awesome. Like one was, I want to win a Grammy, right? I want to win. I think you might even said, I want to win multiple Grammys. And
yeah, I want to win a Grammy as a songwriter too.
Yes. So
yeah, like for someone else.
So that's awesome that you have those. How did you come up with those goals, and how does that affect how you approach being a musician to get to those goals?
I think, well, how I come up with them is really I just try to see, like, I guess the legacy I want to leave behind and the impact that I want. And I know that I do want to make a big impact on this world while I'm here. And it always keeps me looking forward and pushing myself to be better every day. I really believe, like, there's the phrase, like, it's a mix of like luck and preparation. And so I'm really just like, I try my hardest to just keep my head down and just keep trying to be better all the time, and see what doors will open, and push myself. Being in this career, I've pushed myself in ways that I don't think I ever would have if it wasn't for music, because I do care so much about it. So I think just, yeah, it pushes me to grow out of my comfort zone. So I think doing that every day, getting better at my craft, accepting opportunities, saying no to the ones that are wrong, and just keep my head down and just trust in the process, you know?
Yeah. So unlike your song Comfortable, you want to be uncomfortable.
I don't love it, but yeah, it's required. Doesn't that stink that it's required to grow? You have to be uncomfortable.
Unfortunately.
And they don't even tell you, like, for how long.
Nope. You could have it real bad for a long time.
For a long time.
Well, you can get lucky. Or you can get a little bit lucky, and it's just a little bit of time here and there. And
I know. Yeah.
you're
There's
still
always
good.
like the pockets of happiness that keep you going just enough. And you're like, okay. Right. But yeah, they don't really, you just got to get through it how you get through it. So yeah.
If you're comfortable, you kind of your point, you're not going to push yourself as much because you're like, this is like
good.
I'm good.
Good point.
I'm comfortable. I'm good with where I'm at.
Yeah.
And if you don't be uncomfortable again, then you aren't like driven to do something about that.
Exactly. And you really do learn a lot about yourself when you allow yourself to struggle. Like it's good to embrace the struggle. Yeah, it's good.
So you're writing new music. We're assuming. I mean, I guess you did allude to that earlier. So you're writing some new music. Is that to say there are some inspirational things around, or are you actually you're trying to grow out of that and trying to just get some stuff? Like, I'm just curious with how it's going right now with writing.
Yeah. So there are some things that I was inspired by. Some things earlier this year, I lost my dad back in February. So that's been a big inspiration for it. But it's been very fun, honestly, because my dad was such a big influence on me musically. He also played piano and he played by ear. And he's who introduced me to like popular type music, you know, like for him, I guess. But it was like Brooks and Dunn, like listening to him, Tim McGraw, and then of course like George Jones, Roy Orbison, and just music that I fell in love with. So it's been fun because the music that I'm writing is, even though I'm like, you know, I'm processing through some heavier things, like I feel like it's just, it has like a lightheartedness to it. It has like that feeling of like being in the truck as a kid, like just listening to music with my dad and just being like, yeah, like it's different. It's the same, but it's slightly a little different than what I've done. So it's been really fun. It's been really, really, really fun.
Good. That's exciting. I like it. I mean, when we do get to hear it, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that can take as much time as you need it to. It's quite all right.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. I started like crowd testing a couple songs,
Oh, cool.
and like started building some of the songs out, and it's been fun. It's been fun being able to perform them,
Yeah.
and then it's been fun hearing the audience feedback on that as well.
How is your approach? I mean, because we saw you and it was, you played your album straight through. How is a typical set if you're going to go see Rebekah Jon? What's that kind of look like? Is it a mix, just a mix of a little bit of old and new, and like you're saying, you're playing some new songs that nobody's ever heard before? Do you do
Yeah.
any covers? What's kind of the mix there?
Yeah. So right now my set is a little bit of a mix. It's kind of like a little past, present, future vibe going to it. And a lot of the shows that I have up here, I'm incorporating covers and my original music. And yeah, I kind of have been splitting it this year. I've been doing like my first half, I'll do kind of a more acoustic-y set. Start incorporating the electric and my loops like kind of like 3/4 of the way through. And then the second half of the set has been like me playing with tracks with my electric guitar, doing more looping stuff, because I am in that transition. So it's like before I can do all of this like this, we're doing this, and it's kind of nice because it eases in my audience into we're growing together. I'm not just showing up and being like brand new,
No,
which would be fine, but
that makes sense.
It takes time to change,
No, that makes
time to grow. So yeah, and it's been fun this summer. I've played a lot of wineries, and just last week I played the Michigan Legacy Art Park. Have you heard of that?
No, I have not.
Definitely, if you're in the Traverse City area, I would suggest it. It's it's in Thompsonville, Crystal Mountain, the ski resort.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a park in like it's got trails in the middle of the woods, and it's a sculpture park. So there's sculptures all throughout. And they have this little amphitheater just tucked away back there, and I got to play their Summer Sound series last week, and that was phenomenal. Playing AI in the woods was
that's cool, man. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It was insane. When the coyotes went off, I was like, I am home.
That's probably one of my favorite songs of yours for sure. Is
oh my gosh,
AI.
yes. Yeah. Thank you.
That's one of my jams for sure.
Yes.
Have you played French Valley Vineyard?
I'm playing there tomorrow.
Whoa, yeah. That's cool.
Yes. Tomorrow I'll be there 4 to 7 out in Cedar.
I wish I could make the trip up. I got stuff going on, but we've been there. Saw the Accidentals, Rebel Eves, and Low Phase. Okay. We got to go there. We've heard about French Valley before, so it was super cool seeing that. Just Traverse City is a cool place, so that's awesome.
Yes, it is. It is, yeah. And this will be my second time playing there, and it's a gorgeous venue.
It is.
Absolutely. Some of these venues up here are just like incredible.
Crazy. That's sweet. Heck yeah.
About that, like you're based in the northern Michigan area, and how much do you really get down to the? I mean, we saw you at the Stray. Obviously, you get down here, but how is that? How are the markets different for you and your sound, and when you come down versus playing up there?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely mostly based here. And then I come down to Grand Rapids probably 3 times a year now within the last couple of years. I started in the Stray's been kind of like a really nice home base down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think, and I've played some shows in Detroit. Everywhere that I've been has been super welcoming and very kind and receptive. I haven't had like one city that I'm like, man, I'd never play there again. I would really like to expand more down into the Midwest and plan more travel. It's just a matter of putting more intention into it and figuring out the schedule and then also just networking back with people. I have a pretty good group down in like the Detroit area, but just getting together because as a visiting act, it's always helpful to have some local support as I'm building up too. And I love splitting bills. A lot of my full band shows that I've done up here, I've done as split bills with other artists that brought artists in from Grand Rapids or Grayling. It's just better when you're like working together. Actually, Mar in Color. You guys remember Mar in Color from the Music Econ Summit?
Ooh, no.
She had green hair and flowers on her keyboard.
I wasn't there the day that you were there. I was there another day. Jeff was there more days than both, apparently. So no, I don't know what you're
Okay.
talking about, but
Well, I met an amazing artist, Mar, there, and she actually played. We split a bill at Jacob's Farm on Friday, so that was an awesome collab.
And you just met her at the Econ Summit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was not long ago, right?
No, yeah, in
Well, that was
April,
cool.
and then we're planning like to go on a little tour together this fall.
Oh
I'm playing
yeah.
guitar in her band, and it's so
Ooh.
cool, like how that happens.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Speaking of that, you know, I want to hit on this real quick. You did were featured on a song by Victorino, Home, last year. I think it came out, which I love that song. It's really cool. He's out of Detroit, right? So how did you get that connection, and how did you get on, you know, collaborate on that song?
Yeah, we met in the audition line for Southwest Fest, which is a little festival they do in Southwest Detroit. And I went down there to audition for it, and he was there, and so we just connected there. And yeah, he reached out, asked if I wanted to collab on the song, and that was my first time like writing with another artist as a feature, and that was so fun.
Ooh.
And we've kept in contact. He's a good friend, and he makes such good music. If you are not listening to Victorino, then you are sleeping. I just have to say that. Like he's such a versatile artist. Like he raps, he does like that like kind of rock, like Linkin Park style stuff.
Yeah.
He has like his softer, like kind of groovy things like Home is, and
ooh,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's well, cool. I thought you fit perfectly in that song. Like either he knew what he was doing or he adjusted or whatever, but like it was a perfect fit for your style and how he adjust. Like you said, he can do different things. So
yeah,
you made it fit right.
Yeah. He sent me like a demo track, just kind of a stripped back version with his vocals, and then he just like left me some open space, and he's like, "Send me back when you got the verse," and I was like, "All right." And yeah, I remember like I had such imposter syndrome because I was like, I've never written with another artist, and I want to make sure I'm like, you know, talking or singing about what they want. I want to represent them well. And then I was like, maybe I'll just try to write what I would write here. Like, and then I did, and I sent it back, and I was like, here you go. I took it, like, yes. And he was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, what's the protocol for like, is there anything I should do? Is there anything I shouldn't do? Like what?
Exactly.
But yeah, just
is there like a specific story you want me to tell, like that you already have mapped out? Like, yeah.
And the reality was, no, screw all that. Just write whatever's inspiring you to write your part, do it. And
exactly.
You hit it out. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was such a fun experience.
That's cool.
And you're right, that song is a bop. It's so good. It's so good to like drive down the like peninsula to. If you have a peninsula, that just made me sound so pretentious. It's lovely to just drive down the peninsula.
Right? Well, I mean, technically this is a Michigan music podcast, so yeah, we can say we to an extent we all have a peninsula.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is great. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, people got to check out what you got going on. What's up next for you? What shows coming up in end of August or September? Anything planned there?
Yep. I have tomorrow I'm at French Valley Vineyards, and then I'm trying to think. Oh, on September 6th, that's my first show that I'll be doing with Mar. I'll have to post the details on it. It's at a festival, I believe, somewhere downstate in Portage.
Okay. Ooh, yeah.
If you go to RebekahJon.com, a lot of the rest of this summer, I'll be up in Traverse City, just kind of at my home bases, like bopping around the wineries and things like that. Trying to get back down to the Stray. We're figuring out dates for sometime this fall, so hopefully that'll happen. Yeah, I mean, it's anyone's guess is as good as mine. I'm just floating down this river.
Yeah.
Where I'll be next, we'll find out together.
That's the way to do it. I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear the new music when that comes down the line, when you're ready for it.
I'm so excited.
Different because you know your journey over your short career so far, but over the last few years, like there's some similarities in your sound, but there's a lot of differences, and I love the things that you're playing and exploring with because it shows that you're a creative person. I can tell that, and you want to create and do some whatever makes sense, not to stick to something and be this is the Rebekah Jon sound all the time. No, you're looking to expand and come up with something new. And I will say this, I would say the majority of your songs are radio ready. So and it's just a matter of people catching on to your music, I think, and I think you'll have a bright future for sure.
Thank you. Yeah. It's all about spreading the word, and
That's right.
keep your head down, stay the course, and don't take shit from anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good words of wisdom. I dig it.
Yes.
Well, yes, thank you so much, Rebekah. This was awesome getting to chat. This was great.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for all the work that you guys do and all the support that you give artists in Michigan and the promotion and just everything. Thank you for being you and showing up and sharing this time and space with me and giving me time to share my stories. So thank you.
We're glad to do it. And the reason why we do it is people like you making great music. So
yep.
That's
That's exactly why we started doing this. So yeah, great. Thank you so much, Rebekah. Look forward to seeing you. I cannot wait to check you out at the Stray, and hopefully elsewhere. But that's just an easy one for Jeff and I to get to.
Right.
So yeah, so it's good stuff. That's awesome. We're looking forward to new music when it comes. I'm gonna keep jamming Inside. That's a great album. Everybody, wherever you consume your streaming music, or go to RebekahJon.com, rewind to the beginning episode where we spell her name, and check out Inside.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Check you later.
See ya.
If you like this episode, check out all of our episodes on your favorite streaming platform, or even our website, themittenmusic.com. Or if you want short clips of our episodes, check out our socials. We got Facebook, we have Instagram, we got TikTok, and YouTube. We're all over the social media game. Make sure to check out some live Michigan music or listen on your favorite streaming platform.